welcome back to my channel, and also Happy New Year. Today is going to be the first video of 2020, and I'm going to be doing a bullet journal setup slash how I turn a regular notebook into a bullet journal if you're interested in that. So just keep on watching to see how I did my bullet journal setup, and also how you can start journaling without having to go out and buy something brand new. And also subscribe if you enjoy it and want to support my channel. So in terms of supplies, there isn't much you need. You just need a notebook, something to label the front of it, some contact paper to cover the front and the back, some pens, pencils, a ruler, and then some scissors. First step is going to be to put your notebook on your contact paper and then trace it out so you can cut it to the size that you need, making sure to leave some seam allowance for when you flip it over and get clean edges, and then you just want to cut this out. Next, you're going to peel the back off of the contact paper and lay it on the front of your notebook. And then you're going to realize that you can still see the print. I ended up just peeling it off and then painting the notebook white so that you couldn't notice the print underneath as much. If you really don't care, then you can skip this step, but if you want a cleaner finish, definitely paint it or get some contact paper that's thicker and less transparent. Once your paint has dried, you're just going to kind of go back to step one and put your contact paper on the front of your notebook. Introducing my head. That happens a lot in this video. So then we're just going to flip over the edges so you get a clean edge, and then you're just going to repeat all of these steps for the back of it. Now we're going to get into the actual 2020 journal setup. So this first page is going to be kind of my motivational page, and I just wrote 2020 on a piece of contact paper and traced it out just to make it kind of pop and stand out on the top of the page. And then if I forget what year it is, I can just flip to this page and I'll be reminded. The next section is my word for the year, and this is just kind of a word to guide my directions and decisions, and I just chose control because I want to be more in control of my emotions and kind of my destiny in 2020, so that's why I chose control. And then the next section is just different things that I want to keep in mind to have a good year. So something I wrote was to always stay positive, or to know that there will be bad days, just to kind of keep me in check. The next thing is I wrote just a quote for 2020 just to kind of motivate me even more. So this page is just all about mindset and just having a good kind of focused year. The next page is my goals slash resolutions for 2020, and I kind of came up with a dream board, and I just looked at all the pictures on the dream board and turned them into different phrases. So these are kind of my resolutions. Some of the things on here is get clear skin, go fully vegan, get 10,000 subscribers, which you should definitely help me out by subscribing to my channel. And then I also want to travel more, so I wrote 3 places I want to travel to and 1 more destination that hasn't been chosen yet. This next page I'm really excited about, but it's just basically my memories for 2020. So I just have this huge old box, and what I plan on doing is anytime something big happens that I want to remember, I'm just going to come to this page and write it down so that I can remember it and kind of cherish it. And at the end of the year, or maybe if I'm having a bad day, I can just come to this page and remember all the great things that have happened in 2020. And I'm just really excited to fill this out with amazing memories in 2020. And then on the side, I just wrote down a bunch of like happy words that I want to have in 2020. Now we're getting into my yearly spread, and this is, I just wrote down 3 months per page, and this is just going to be for big events and big dates, so birthdays and graduation, when I start school, when spring break is, things like that. This page I'm really excited about. I definitely just copied off of Sadia from Pickup Lines. Basically, this is just kind of a monthly check-in, and you just check in with yourself emotionally, physically and spiritually. And I've already filled this out for January, but this is just going to be great for my mental health. And then the next section is a brain dump. Definitely stick till the end of the video. Oh my god, my head. Stick till the end of the video if you want to see how I use this to stay more productive and to get all my to-dos done every day. But this is just a great kind of section to have in your journal just for productivity purposes. The next page is really great, once again, for productivity and getting habits and goals done for the year. And this is just a habit tracker. And the habits I'm tracking this month are skincare routine, uploading YouTube videos, yoga, and then journaling. So these are things that I just want to get good at, and this page will help me with that. And then the next page is gratitude. So every day I'm just going to write down either a sentence or a phrase that kind of is something I'm grateful for. So I'm really excited for this, just in terms of being more grateful for what I have and less kind of negative thinking. This next page is my monthly overview for January. Definitely ignore all of the lines I'm making because I ended up not having enough boxes and I had to redo it 2 times. But basically you want to have 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, just kidding. You want to have 5 rows and 6 columns, so each day has its little box for January. Yeah, this is basically me erasing everything because I was an idiot and I did not have enough boxes. And I literally had, I think like I had 5, or originally I had 5 columns, which is not even correct one bit. And then at the top of it, I just wrote the days of the week, and then each box had whatever date is corresponded with it, obviously. And then this is going to be where I track kind of important dates for the specific months, and then what videos I'm uploading on what days. And on the side, I just wrote January with little snowflakes. Next, we're going to be getting into my weekly spread, and this is something I'm going to be doing on a weekly basis. But basically, stick to the end of the video if you want to see why I'm not doing like all the weeks in January at once. But it's a good reason, and stick to the end of the video if you want to hear more about that. But basically, each day of the week just gets its own box. Monday through Friday are really big boxes, and then I decided to make Saturday and Sunday a little bit smaller because not much happens on those days. Those are basically just sleeping in and watching Netflix days for me usually. And then I just wrote whatever day of the week each box is, what date each box is, and then I plan on using this for kind of reminders. And then once that is done, that is basically the whole notebook. And then I just took a label and labeled the front of it, My Life 2020. So that was it for my bullet journal setup. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I think this has been working out so well for me. Now I'm going to share with you guys kind of how I've been using it so far and how it's been working out for me. Today is January 5th. So far, I've been liking it. I think my favorite thing that I did in this bullet journal is So at the beginning of the month, I plan on doing this brain dump section, and basically the goal of this is every time you're working on something, I will have this open like right in front of me, and if I get distracted with my work and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to feed the cat, you can just like quickly get on here and just like write feed the cat, and you can just get back to whatever you were working on. And then when you're done working with it, I try to set timers when I'm working on things, but when the timer is done and I'm like, okay, I'm finished with this, time to do something else, I will look at this sheet of paper and I will like anything that's like kind of urgent, I'm like I should do that today, I will like add it to my to-do list. And if it's not urgent, I will just like add it to my I use the to-do list things 3, and I'll just add it into my inbox to take care of on Sunday. So Sundays is when I do my weekly reset, which is a concept from Michelle B. She has a YouTube channel all about like intentional living, and she uses Sundays to kind of reset your life and kind of do all those little things that you really should be doing but like you kind of put off. So that's what I usually do, and I think having this brain dump section kind of helps you just when you're working, you don't get distracted as much, because if you think of something, you don't have to like do it right away, and you don't have to stop your work, do it, and then come back. You can just write it down and you know it's going to be there and safe and you won't forget about it. So I've really been loving this brain dump section. And other than that, I also love every single day what I end up doing is writing down just like throughout the week, kind of like the same as a brain dump. I'll write down like, oh, Thursday I should consider doing this, Friday I have to do that. So it's not really a to-do list, it's more of a to-remember list, and I try to write down only things that are like pretty important. Right now there's not a lot, obviously, because school hasn't started, but my plan is to use like these like daily sections, not really as much of a to-do list and more of a reminder list. And then the final thing I wanted to like point out for how I've been using this bullet journal is that so when I was watching Sadia from Pickup Lime's video on bullet journaling, she doesn't do the next week or the next month until the week is done. So I kind of did the same thing where I didn't like do my full January or even my full year. I'm not making any sense. So basically what I plan on doing is, so this is this week right now, and after like this week there's like empty pages, or there were empty pages, and I'm just basically keeping a journal if I need to. Yesterday I was doing meal prepping, so I just wrote down like lunch ideas and stuff like that, and the day before that I wasn't very productive, so I just kind of wrote down like, why am I not being productive, what can I do better. So basically the plan with empty pages is to fill it up like a journal and just kind of write what's on my mind, what I should be doing. And then after, like, for example, this is this week, I don't think I'm gonna add any more to the journaling section, so now I'm gonna flip the page, and then this is gonna be the week after. And once like this kind of weekly spread is done, I can just flip the page, and if on Monday I need to like do a journaling session on like video ideas, which I would probably do in my YouTube notebook. This is my YouTube notebook, by the way. I would probably do that in there. But for example, if I'm coming up with like ideas on how I can be more productive in school, I would do that in the journaling section here. Or if I'm having a bad day, I can just like write the date and then just be like, oh no, like what's going on? This is why I'm sad. This is what's going on. So that's what I plan on doing with this. It's gonna be a lot of like, whenever I need to journal, I can do that, and kind of also at the same time keeping track of my to-dos and my goals. So that's why I really love this bullet journal and the setup I used. And definitely, if you guys get any kind of, if you guys have any positive things that come about with this bullet journal spread, definitely don't forget to tweet at me, or you can like Instagram DM me. I would love to hear if you guys try this out and if it works for you. I definitely think that this is going to work for me. I mean, it's only been a couple days and I feel like it's too early to be like, wow, it's life-changing, but I definitely have been liking it so far, being able to kind of just jot down whenever I have random thoughts, and if I just need to like sit down and just think and write about what's going on, I can do that. So definitely try this out if you haven't been super into bullet journaling and you want something super simple and still kind of like adds value to your life. I definitely love this, and I think you guys should try it too. So that was it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, of course, leave a like and also comment down below. I really want to know if you guys are going to try bullet journaling, or if anything, what are your New Year's resolutions and what are you going to do to achieve them? I would love to hear that. And my channel is not usually about bullet journaling. I usually do videos on fashion and style, specifically sustainable fashion, and I love doing a lot of videos on thrifting, so definitely subscribe as well. But that was it for today's video. Once again, subscribe to help me reach 10,000 subscribers this year, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.